fellas. This is Vince Miller. Thank you so much for joining me for this devotional. Today we're in Galatians chapter 1. I want to read verses 15 through the beginning of 18. Here's what Paul says. But when he, that's God, who had set me apart before I was born, who called me by his grace, there's that word again, was pleased to reveal his Son to me in order that I might preach him among the Gentiles or unbelievers. I did not immediately consult with anyone, nor did I go up to Jerusalem to those who were apostles before me, but I went into Arabia and returned again to Damascus. Then after 3 years, I went up to Jerusalem. So I want you to see something here that we could easily miss today. I want you to notice 3 things that Paul said that I think are critical. First, he said, God who had set me apart before I was born. In this, we see the intent of God. Second, he says, he, God, was pleased to reveal his Son to me. And as we know, Paul emphasized the resurrection of Jesus Christ. This is the revelation of God to him. And then third, he says, in order that I might preach him among the Gentiles or lost people. So in other words, Paul has a special human purpose. Guys, this is every one of us. We were created by divine intent and revelation for a purpose. Did you catch that? Divine intent, revelation, and for a purpose. This is what Paul is emphasizing here. There's a purpose that we each fulfill. And Paul's purpose was to preach the message to the lost world. And no one was better positioned to do this than Paul. Just like him, we need to see God's purpose in our lives. Now, this world is going to try to dismiss it and cancel it, even redefine it or abort it. But every life has sanctity and a sanctifying purpose in this life, every one of us. This includes you and me. And by God's grace, his grace, this is possible because his grace activates your purpose. It actually activates it. But fellas, we can't use human methods to discover a divine purpose, right? That would just be backwards. This is what the Gentiles were trying to do. This is why Paul is writing to them. So don't try to live the spiritual life your way based on your ideas and your effort and your education and your good works and even your motivation. Just accept his grace and let grace's power give you purpose. Let grace power your purpose. You see, over time, as you learn to walk in his grace, he's going to reveal your purpose to you. And it may take years, like years of wandering in Arabia, where Paul was trying to, I would assume, understand this. But over time, you'll discover his grace is your means and method for all things. It's exactly how Paul went from purposeless to purposeful. And so will you. So I want to encourage you to allow God's grace to power you today in some way. There's probably some place in your life that you need to receive God's grace, whether it be for the first time or again and again and again. And then allow that grace to reveal his purpose to you. So where is that today? I would love if you just share that below, because I bet you would discover that there's a lot of other men out there who need God's grace too. They need his grace to power their purpose. Fellas, go on purpose today. Share this with someone you know who's looking for it and receive it by his grace alone. I love you guys. I'll see you right back here again tomorrow.